What's going on, guys and girls? Once again, we're using the Max Jack lift, and I'm actually working on the GT today, the MGB GT. I'm going to replace these little boots that goes on the rack and pinion, the gator kit, rack gator kit. That's the part number. And that is the mouse part number. What it is that it's got a power steering leak due to these boots are torn right here, and it's dripping a little fluid out of oil. This is a manual steering rack, so it got really hard to steer last time I drove it. I actually let my wife drive it, teaching her how to drive stick, and she couldn't tell it, but I can tell it was hard to steer. So I'm thinking it's leaking out of these little boot things here. Yeah, you can see where it's wet right there. I don't know if you can see that. So somebody pulling up. Well, anyway, let me see who this is, and then we'll get back on. So what I did, I went ahead and took my grease pen and marked across the locking nut and the tie rod end, so that way when I put the tie rod in and the nut back on, I can just about see where it was sitting at. Did it on both sides. Just trying to keep everything still lined up. Now I got both of the gators, I guess, or gators, is what they call them. Got both of those replaced on the rack. I even lubed the grease fittings inside of the spindles. So now I'm gonna pop these two bolts out and check the oil level and make sure it's got enough oil in it. I know it's gonna need some in it, but you just take these bolts out and it should have some 80-90 weight gear oil at least filled up, not all the way to this top, but just a little bit part way up, and that's pretty much it. And then shouldn't have no leaks. It should steer easy. So now I got the oil down there in the steering rack. You can see it. I didn't fill it all the way to the top. Just let it just kind of settle, and then went back and put some more. But the best thing to do is get you one of these little pumps that goes on top of like a regular bottle here, and you can just hold your hose down there and just pump it down in there, and be a lot easier. If you don't have the radiator in your car, you're just kind of wide open in it. But I found this is the easiest way to do it. But anyway, we should have good steering, so I'm gonna put it all back together and take it for a spin, and I think we should be good. So keep fingers crossed. If not, back to the drawing board. Okay, so this is the update on the Karmann Ghia. We got it up on the table here, and we was assessing all the rust, which it has some rusty rockers. And under here, the floorboards are rusted out. So we have all the parts. Somebody has attempted to put a pan over there and didn't successfully do it right. We haven't cranked it yet. We're waiting on some other parts for it. But she's looking quite ready to be restored. Like I say, it has a floor patch there. It's not too bad. You can see that other floor is rotted out. So we have all the parts. Like I say, got some rust there. I think it's got some rust around in the trunk. We have to pull that. I think we got another trunk lid, or he said he's gonna try and fix that rust. I think the cable broke the last time we was in there, but we got a new gas tank for it. There's the old gas tank, which was new at one time. if there's not any cats in here. Now you can really see the floor. It is pretty jacked up, pretty cheesy. So yeah, just a quick update on the Volkswagen Karmann Ghia project. Like I said, that floor, well, it's got a pretty decent patch panel over there. We kind of cleaned all the hay and stuff out. But yeah, she's pretty much looking ready to get busy on. So anyway, that's just a quick update on the Karmann Ghia.